A beautiful balmy day here in Lynchburg, Virginia on the campus of Liberty University. It is a top 10 matchup in the MCLA right here on the ALC Sports Network. The number 3 and undefeated defending national champions, the Liberty Flames, taking on the number 7 team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles, at 7-2. Welcome in, everybody, to our ALC Sports Network coverage of today's matchup. Dan Zampano here with my partner in crime, George Revercombe. For the next couple of hours, we're going to bring you a really fun matchup. It is Liberty. It is Florida State. It is another game here for you to enjoy. For Liberty, obviously the defending national champions, George, they had a great game last week against South Carolina. How can they keep this long win streak going?
Yeah, I really think Liberty's going to look to possess the ball today to slow down this high-powered Florida State offense. Coach pregame told us this is really going to be a fire and ice matchup, and ice is going to be the Liberty on the side.
For Florida State, like you said, the fire is going to be on that end. This is a really fast team. Coming off a loss against Virginia Tech on Friday night, how do they bounce back?
Yeah, they're looking to bounce back today against this high-powered offense. They're looking to get in transition. They're looking to play fast lacrosse, up and down very quickly, kind of live by the sword, die by the sword, really contrasting styles between the two teams here.
Our players to watch today, number 10, Peyton Park. You can see him lined up there with the rest of his squad. He had a great day as an LSM in last week's win over South Carolina.
Yeah, I was super impressed with number 10, Peyton Park, last week. I did a great job on one of the best players in MCLA, Nathan Wolf. Shut him down in large part last week. Did a great job of playing team defense. I'm looking forward to seeing him today. Him
and Brody Ashworth will have the tough matchup today with the attackman, number 21, Tyler Morris of Florida State. He comes into this season 9th in the MCLA in points. What does he bring and what does he do so well to frustrate defenses?
Yeah, Tyler Morris, he's tough to miss out there at 6'4". He's got an incredible power in his shot, and he's also kind of an unpredictable player on offense. It's tough for his defender to see where he's going to go. Very creative. I'm interested to see how he matches up today.
Big matchup, obviously, with him. Another big matchup is the face-off dot as Coach Kyle McQuillan looks on, 16th year at the helm for the Flames as a 185-57 record. On the other side, Jonas Klingerman in his 3rd year, coming off that loss, as we said, to Virginia Tech. Hope to bounce back. Said he got a good rest day yesterday. It felt very, very good to kind of be out in those mountains and take a walk. And now we're going to take a ride with you for the next couple of hours as Wills Kelly wins the face-off for Florida State. That's a big matchup we'll be watching today. Wills Kelly against Shane Supek at the face-off dot. And we get the juicy matchup first. This Liberty defense gets this high-powered Florida State offense. Quickly going right to the cage, and a shot that goes off the side of the net. Number 44, Mason Rain, who's normally a defensive midfielder. That's the first shot of the game, and Liberty avoids giving up a goal. As we said, Florida State 7-2 so far this season. They come into this season with 19 goals a game coming into this weekend, and we're leading the MCLA in the amount of goals scored. Only held to 11, but 11 by only winning 8% of the faceoffs against Virginia Tech on Friday night, as that's a really nice save there by Ian Carvajal to open up these Liberty defensive possession.
Yeah, it's a decent opening possession by Florida State. Got a good unsettled look, decent look at the end there. But I think it's a big win at the face-off. They weren't very successful against Virginia Tech at the X, so winning there is a sign of good things.
And it looks like this ride is doing a good number here as Liberty barely able to get it over. It's a turnover. Florida State jumping into something there. Maybe a wrinkle we'll have to look at, and they quickly move it up. Morris, pass across, shot on, another save by Carvajal. That looked like it was Bronson Dowdle on the other side, the Mercer transfer.
And you see some of that Florida State pace already, looking to push it up the field, get lots of shots on cage very quickly.
And that time, Liberty wasting no time getting across the midline as they want to set up their offense. And as we talked about, the fire and ice, here comes ice. What does that mean? Liberty really enjoying the possession, and the shot clock going to be very important for them today.
Yeah, just this possession right here, Florida State with 3 quick shots on goal. Carvajal doing a good job in cage, but this is about possessing the ball, working the defense, playing your game, playing smart lacrosse.
Harris Shook going to roll back and get it to Josiah Hoopman, and Hoopman is the sophomore that keep an eye on him today. Going to try and get a good matchup. It looks like Jack Schiffel, the first-team All-American LSM, has him in his matchup. Underneath to Luke Branham, and the pass was not able to be handled. Picked up in front by Cahill, still rolling around, and good defensive start for Florida State. And there goes Jack Schiffel, the ground ball machine, they call him. Led the MCLA in ground balls at his position a year ago. The goalie Striner getting it out, and Liberty, that vaunted 10-man ride, almost does the number, but Florida State able to break out of it. Another key matchup we'll see today.
Yeah, that 10-man ride for Liberty is so effective, kind of dictating the pace of the game, creating turnovers. A couple good clears here by Florida State. They pushed it pretty quickly the last couple times. Here they're kind of settling the ball down, trying to get a little possession here themselves.
Some of the players to watch out for: Bronson Dowdle, we mentioned him. Tyler Morris. Dean Rothschild is a veteran that's played really well this year. That's a great pass underneath. Carvajal is hot, though, right now. He is seeing the ball well, even on those inside shots.
Yeah, that was a great little play by Liberty. Great pass right to the stick. It's a good shot, but yeah, just great save by the keeper there. But that's a good look for FSU.
Carvajal, 3 saves already. And we are not even 4 minutes into this game, so Florida State wasting no time peppering this goaltender, and they show you how fast-paced they can go. They played a unbelievably fast-paced first quarter against Virginia Tech, where 11 goals scored, 18 in the first half total between those two before they got held in the second half to just 2 goals. Here comes that second midline for Liberty as Ezra Anderson, the senior, going to get things started. And they have big Will Morris, a lefty with a short stick on him. He's going to go right to the cage. Tries to face dodge there, and a nice defensive play. Looks like number 34, Ryan Stanley, able to withstand that. Liberty maintaining possession.
Big, powerful dodge there, and I love the dodge. When that slide comes, needs to move it a little bit quicker there. Good job playing body by the Florida State defense there, but great ground ball by Liberty to be able to maintain possession. They
did reset the shot clock. Supek inside, and that one saved away as it looked like it was wide, actually. They're not going to reset anything. Striner likes to jump out of that crease. He really does, especially on those inside shots, doesn't he?
He does. Looks like Florida State might be keeping their shorties on the crease as much as they can. Liberty trying to rotate those guys out as well.
The freshman Branson Isaacs with a tough matchup against Ryan Stanley. Shot from the right side is a bouncer, easily handled by Striner, who quickly moves it up. They will not let Liberty get into that ride.
Exactly. Great job moving the ball upfield quickly, not letting Liberty set up that ride, attacking the goal fast like they like to do.
Spinning, Morris dancing, now goes back behind the X. Dowdle, the bouncer. That one looks like maybe it just went above the shoulder of Carvajal. And this is a huge spot here. Ground ball battle as a flag is down. Liberty, it looked like Florida State had it for a moment, and the ref did not call. Oh, that's a big hit. Oh, my goodness. Brody Ashworth just delivered a blow right there from behind the crease.
Yeah, and the long pull had stayed on offense there in the unsettled situation, and big hit there. We hope they're okay.
We'll see what the penalty is here, and we hope that whoever it is down behind the crease is okay. Brody Ashworth just delivered a shot. But we're looking to see what the flag is. Let's go to the ref cam here.
It's Vinny Lane. It looks like.
Got white. Offside. 88. White 88. Offside. 30 seconds.
Offsides penalty.
Go to a 60-second recess.
Reset the shot clock. And this is just a 30-second penalty here. So we get to see the Florida State man up, and this is a dangerous spot, especially where Tyler Morris can be very effective here. Had a really nice man-up goal on Friday night against the Hokies.
Yeah, he's going to use that size, look to get a big shot downhill. With them being man down, it's a little bit harder to close out there. They're going to look for, a up close shot, but wouldn't be surprised to see 21 let it go either.
And once knocked down in front, Graham Lilly able to get a stick on Morris's pass. Here he is behind X. See if he gets a go at it. Now going way up top, skip pass. This one a bouncer. And the first goal of the game comes courtesy of Dean Rothschild, the midfielder from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, great shot by Dean here. From distance, kind of shoots it through a little bit of traffic as we see here on replay. High release, puts it low. Great shot there.
And that is a man-up goal, as we said. So Liberty wanting to stay out of the penalty box today. It's something we talked about with Coach McQuillan earlier today. 8 penalties against South Carolina, probably the one detriment they had from that game.
Yeah, and as you continue to play these really high-level teams, they're going to really punish you in man-down situations. You just can't give up those easy ones.
Florida State, another face-off win as Jack Schiffel able to get the ground ball. And right now, 2 for 2 is Wills Kelly after a miserable night against Virginia Tech's Jack McKenzie for the Seminole team. Florida State last year made the MCLA tournament. It was the first time since 2019 that they had done it. They'd had a 10-6 record. And that was a great experience for them as Coach Klingerman thought that they had a great opportunity to go deep in that tournament. Again, still with that high-powered offense, as get a turnover here, and now a loose ball in the middle of the field. Looks like Parker Ackerman is going to pick it up only for a moment. And right now, Florida State really winning that ground ball battle, George.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Liberty attack get a little bit involved there. A couple of them watching that ball bounce upfield, where the FSU defense is very active on that ground ball.
Here's a push. Now inside. Backhand. That's a great tic-tac-toe to Morris. Excellent job by the Noles, going fast-paced, and looks like Brad Wharton will get the assist.
Yeah, great ball movement, just keeping it going to the backside, keeping their eyes on the goal, reading the defenders, get a good look on cage, quick shot. We get a timeout here, looks like by Liberty.
Timeout Liberty with 8:13 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take one with you as Florida State has jumped out to a 2-0 lead here in Lynchburg on the undefeated Flames. We'll come right back from the ALC Sports Network to you in your home right after these messages.
We are back, and we're so happy to bring you season 2 of the ALC Sidelines podcast. Welcome back into the ALC Sidelines podcast. We got a great show lined up for you today. Make sure you like and subscribe on our
This
YouTube
is Varsity Club Lacrosse meets the ALC Sidelines podcast.
I'm Dan Zampano. We'll see you next time on the ALC Sidelines podcast.
Dan Zampano and George Revercombe with you. 2-0 Florida State to lead the Flames here on their own home field. And this is exactly how it played out on Friday night against Virginia Tech for Florida State. Jumped out to a 2-0 lead. They forced Panchito Ojeda to call a timeout early. Kyle McQuillan, kind of the same exact recipe here.
Yeah, Liberty right now playing slow, under control, but again, you don't want to play too slow, right? You still want to be able to press the offense when you need to. I'm looking for them to make a few adjustments here. Feeling out the Florida State defense so far. Haven't had that many good looks. Well, Florida State's had a bunch of good looks so far. Looking to kind of change the momentum of this game with that timeout.
Shane Supek and Wills Kelly back at the face-off dot. Kelly's got the better of Supek so far. 2 for 2 are the Noles. And he wins it clean that time. Bounced it right to him. Once again, Florida State on the prowl. Wills Kelly, by the way, transfer from Queens College. So, again, they feel like this year they finally have gotten a face-off guy they feel can take them a long way in the MCLA tournament if they'd be so lucky to get there. And right now they're looking good.
Yeah, doing a great job so far. Winning those 3 faceoffs, plus 3 possessions right now is huge.
Skip pass, and now they get back to Dowdle. He tries to go back up top to Wharton, and it was tipped, and they'll have to reset with 45 on the shot clock. Morris, that's his shot, and there was just a little bit wide.
Miscommunication on that backside of the Liberty defense, trying to match up. Looks like they figured it out now.
Morris, off-ball mover, is quite skilled at that as well, as Ackerman takes a shot, but able to get through it. The sophomore, can they get a transition goal? Cahill wanted to take one, trying to challenge, and that's a great play right there by Logan Weiss.
Great transition defense by Florida State there.
And it looks like we've got a push here coming up, coming back the way of the boys in white. Hunter Rockhill sets up shop for Liberty, as we said. They are 4-0 so far this season, as they're having their second game in a row against a top 10 team after handling South Carolina last Saturday night. have not lost in 23 games. That's the win streak so far as Hoopman does a nice job, the weave, and then gives it to Branham, but Striner sees it fine, gets his second save of the night.
Great job by Hoopman there on the dodge, getting his defender's head turned, cutting behind him, great pass. Decent shot on cage, but great save by the goalie.
Quickly they come. Here's Morris again with Peyton Park on him, the matchup that we wanted to see between the shooter and the LSM.
It's a fun matchup right there. Park doing a good job holding his ground, forcing Florida State to settle.
Park weaving between LSM and closed D this season.
You know, sometimes with your valuable defenders, they're so good, you really want to move them up to LSM just to get them involved up the field some. And he's one of those guys they just want to have all over the field.
Here's one of the few lefties on the team, James Frankowski out of Sarasota, Florida, takes that shot, and we're under 6 minutes to play. Now here in the first quarter, 2-0, Florida State leading the defending national champions, the Liberty Flames, here on the ALC Sports Network.
Florida State looking to play a two-man game here, pick and roll. Top guys are going to break apart.
This is Tyler Moltisanti. Back up to Morris, the leader in goals and points. Gets that pick, and they switch him off. Now a shorty on Morris. See how quickly they're willing to switch it.
Florida State offense getting a little bit compressed. Want to see them keep their spacing.
And looks like the officials kind of bailed Liberty out there with a my time, and the bench over on the sideline is not necessarily knowing why. It looks like Morris may have something going on in terms of maybe an equipment issue.
Yeah,
here.
maybe some blood on the leg maybe or something.
We'll see.
Checking his legs.
Figure that one out as he'll have to come off, and once again Liberty can get their defense reset. That was a dangerous situation.
Liberty will put a pole back on the ball. Yeah, they don't mind that so much.
Oh, great move inside. Shot, and that is Brad Wharton doing an amazing job breaking the ankles of his defender and getting one to go.
Highlight play by Brad Wharton. Watch this dodge. Burns the short stick, gets him turned, running around the whole goal, runs to the stick of the long pole, and a really crafty finish up into the near side corner on the low release. Special play there. Add that one to the highlight bank.
Wharton had 2 goals on Friday night. The transfer from Palm Beach Atlantic had 13 goals and 8 assists while playing down in South Florida as a freshman.
Florida State just looking a little more comfortable and confident going to the goal right now, a little bit more free. Liberty's thinking about it a little bit too much.
Not a spot Liberty is used to being in, down 3 goals, but it's early as there's a hold there, and it's going Florida State again. Liberty yet to win a faceoff. Big check right there. Luke Branham, who's so good in that forecheck.
They got a big opportunity here.
They're going to try to go fast, but Branham has to slow down, got checked, and now he needs a lot of help. He is being bamboozled over there, but maybe a little too hard, as now it's going to set up a flag coming up here for the Seminoles, excuse me. We'll see what the call is. You imagine this is probably in the realm of slashing.
Looks to be in a big man-up opportunity for Liberty here. Those face-offs are big, and Florida State so far, Liberty ended up with the ball, but Florida State has been kind of getting the better of those face-offs. And if they can put together a couple goals and then a face-off win, a long possession, another goal, a face-off win, long possession, you can really wear down that Liberty defense, get their offense
Black
pressing.
18, slash, 1 minute, back to 80.
It'll reset as the slashing penalty coming against James Frankowski.
And Liberty right now in a 3-3, which really just means, 3 guys along that top line loosely and then 3 guys along goal line extended kind of loosely. Those guys will move around some, but that's kind of loosely called a 3-3. The guy in the crease a lot of times will slide up and be a high crease, and maybe even the top guy might slide up a little bit. They're going to look to move the ball around quickly, find the open guy. Not a lot of player movement, but a lot of ball movement, and a little bit of player movement here on the wheel. So those 4 players are going to wheel on the left side.
Sets up the shot. Beautiful lineup by Josiah Hopeman. We had a great vantage point of that. He went low right corner and stuck it exactly where he wanted it.
Yeah, great place to shoot against a righty goalie. He's got to get all the way across his body to the opposite side of the cage to get down there. Liberty doing a good job running that wheel motion with those 4 guys on the left side of the play, throwing the ball back, being unselfish, and finding a nice shooting lane there.
Nice job by the Liberty man down, and just what the doctor ordered, of course. as they get that man-up goal. And each team now 1 for 1 on man-ups. Back to the face-off dot we go. There's another high-scoring first quarter so far. 4 goals here. See if Supek can crack the code of Kelly. No, he cannot, at least for the moment, as Kelly won the clamp, and now Kelly wins the ground ball. 5 for 5. That's a huge development here in this game.
It really is. Liberty's going to have to figure this out one way or the other. If Supek can't challenge him, look for them to maybe try a different matchup, maybe even put a pull on that face-off guy. It's still early in the game, but that's a trend that Liberty needs to monitor. They can't give up 5 extra possessions in the first quarter.
It's exactly what Florida State had to do against Jack McKenzie on Friday night against Virginia Tech. They ended up putting a pole out there. Usually it was number 45, Tyler Crosby, who took a lot of those face-offs in place of Wills Kelly. They tried everything to throw it there. Never found success. Right now, Liberty in their position. Here's Wharton, had the last goal and the last assist, by the way.
Great rotation by Lilly on that last play on defense.
Wicked shot from the outside. Morris, as we talked about, you never know where he's going to shoot from.
He's got a cannon. He's not afraid to let it go.
That classic low-to-high shot. Wharton again. Challenging that midfielder. And again, they're going to give it to Florida State there. Close run out. Now 17 seconds to go on the shot clock. Looks like Rothschild trying to get all the way back up top where he likes to shoot, and that's off of Carvajal. Now it's a mess in the middle. Who's going to get there? Looks like Wharton tried to shovel it there, but Carvajal able to possess. And a great outlet pass to Graham Lilly.
Fantastic outlet pass. Great breakout by Lilly there.
Lilly inside Ackerman. Can they get one more? Ackerman will take it himself, and the bouncer goes high.
Great chance there by Liberty there.
And a timeout coming here from Florida State. Here with about almost 3 minutes, and we'll add a penny to that as well. So far, George, what have you seen?
Liberty doing a good job here these last couple minutes responding. I think Florida State in large part has owned the quarter really with face-off play like we talked about. Being able to win all 5 face-offs, having 5 extra possessions goes a long way. I mean, those are possessions you're not having to clear the ball necessarily, deal with Liberty's ride. You can really dictate the pace of the game. And with as fast as they play, it's important for them to have extra possessions. If they're going to go fast and get quick shots off and Liberty gets the ball back and really holds it, it's going to hurt them. So really they're limiting Liberty's possessions. They're also getting a lot of shots off, and that's just tough for Liberty to deal with.
What is the offensive code to crack for Liberty here on that sideline? What does the defensive huddle sound like, you think?
I think right now they're playing smart ball. They're looking to do the extra pass. There's also a fine line, though, between, just kind of reading the defense and not playing really reactively. I think look for them to be a little bit more aggressive and they're dodging, find some short sticks, isolate those matchups, and dodge a little bit harder. It's not to say don't keep your head up and find the right pass, but right now Florida State seems to be a little more confident on their dodging, playing a little bit more carefree, while Liberty's thinking about it a little bit too much.
Anytime Florida State has lost a game, it's typically begun at the faceoff dot. Against Auburn, Aiden Garrett had 16 for 9 at the faceoff dot. And we already talked about Jack McKenzie, Virginia Tech, and how successful he was against Kelly and others for Florida State. And that is not what's happening today. So Florida State's got to feel really good.
Yeah, and it just shows you the talent of Florida State's roster to lose 92% of the faceoffs and still score 11 goals against Virginia Tech and really hang in that game for a long time. Winning these faceoff battles down the stretch is going to be big, and Liberty needs to figure out something going forward.
And Liberty will have essentially 60-ish seconds to get one to go here, as Hoopman, who had the first goal, is going to handle it and take it from up high and now get it to the top of the key.
Nifty little set play coming out of the timeout there, and Florida State doing a good job sticking with those guys on the cuts.
Here comes Shook. Going to go down the alley. And a bad pass from Shook, and I'm sure that's not what was called in the huddle there, or from anybody. Going to give up Florida State possession, but here we go with the 10-man again.
Florida State has an open guy over at the box area calling for it, but they haven't found him yet. Liberty's pressure just makes
Pressure's
it hard for you to
big.
get that head up to even find those guys.
They get it past.
There
They
it goes.
do with 3 seconds to spare. Now they're going to go to the cage quickly, I'm sure. There's a shot and a score. That is Trevor Bjornsson, the midfielder from Orlando. He is a big boy, 6'5".
Yep, they do a good job. They kind of live by the sword, die by the sword with this 10-man ride. They do a good job here getting the clear, being patient, getting the ball up on offense. And before Liberty can kind of get into their settled shell 6-on-6 where they know that slide's coming from, he gets this quick slip on that one-on-one and no one's really there to respond, get a quick goal. That's kind of what you give up, the risk reward on that ride.
Bjornsson, they call him the Viking.
What a nickname.
You could see why. His size, pillaging down into the crease and into the net. There is, again, now Supek. I mean, this is going to be the whole story of the game right now. 6 face-offs, 6 wins for Florida State. And they quickly go in transition. Shot, and this is how dangerous this team can be. Rothschild to Morris, quickly in transition. Liberty just not ready for it.
We see that big right-handed shot right there. Tyler Morris, way too much time and room. We also talked about it earlier, the highest scoring team right now on average in the MCLA. Even their 2 losses, they scored 9 goals, they scored 11 goals. So if you're Liberty, you got to be thinking, even if we're going to win this game, we probably need to put up at least 10 goals against an offense like this. Only having 1 on the board so far and really struggling on a face-off matchup like this, losing possessions, is very concerning.
They're already changing it up. Here comes the freshman face-off specialist, Cheston Kim from Clifton, Virginia. Going to get his crack at Kelly here to try to mix things up. Kim
created more of a 50-50
yeah, I was
going
to say. And now it's a chance for Liberty to win their first face-off. And at some point, we'll tell you who does as that ball is scooting around. It's bouncing around like a pinball here. And now Liberty has won their first face-off. So Cheston Kim comes in and makes a immediate impact. Unfortunately, they lose it, but a flag is going to come down.
Yeah, look at that. Liberty gets a face-off win, and they're going to go man up. Just what they needed there.
Well, you wonder if the freshman now will be the one standing in. Just like we said, was recruited there to do solely face-off. Remember, Supek is also a midfielder in addition to his face-off responsibilities.
Face-offs are funny. They can be those matchup situations. Sometimes one player is better one day, and against another player, they might not be so good. So we're kind of stylistically, that last one is kind of more of a 50-50 ball that they forced, which Liberty will take right now.
Liberty will take anything they can get from the goal-scoring department as Jack Schiffel will take a seat. As we said, first-team All-American LSM from a year ago.
Big possession here. If you're down by 4, you kind of start feeling the gravity of being down by a few. It's easy to start pressing. It's still the first quarter. Right now, Liberty can stay patient. Look to score. You don't want to start forcing anything yet. Getting impatient. A lot of game left. Going right back to that wheel play.
Shook to Hoopman. That's how they scored on the last one. Florida State was ready for it that time. A little hidden ball trick maybe here. Hoopman lines up, and he was hidden for a moment, but he was certainly found. Another goal for Hoopman.
Fantastic shot. And if you're Florida State, you that's kind of the look you want to give up in a man-down situation. Big outside shot, but Hoopman with just way too much fire on that shot. Really good placement, really good speed. Coaches from Florida State will take that, but it's a great shot. It shows just how dangerous Hoopman is.
Well, once again, another man-up goal for Liberty. They are 2 for 2, and already 3 penalties in this game in the first quarter, George. So we're on pace for this. Maybe we won't call it a flag fest, but maybe a flag cocktail party of some sort.
Absolutely. And if you're the Florida State coaches here saying, guys, if we stay out of the box here, they haven't shown the ability to score on us. So the big face-off win by Liberty.
Supek winning that as well, so good for his confidence. Is now with under a minute to play. Liberty can hold for the last shot here. Oh, that is a very dangerous pass, but Isaac's able to get it, swims, and now holds.
Dangerous pass there. Liberty lucky to keep possession.
Liberty did not get all of their face-off wings off the field, so now they'll get to the sub box, and they do have some time here. 25 seconds.
Look for about 20, 15 seconds left for them to start initiating here.
Freshman Isaacs goes split, rolls back. Oh, muscled out of the way. That looks like Mason Rain. And a long pass, 8 seconds. This is a chance here for Morris. Looks behind the back pass. Bullock too wide to the right. And that is how the first quarter will end. Fireworks, penalties, face off a big key here in this game. But it's fire over ice in the first quarter between here, Florida State on top of Liberty 5-2. We'll take a short commercial break and come on back for the second quarter of play. This is Florida State Liberty on the ALC Sports Network.
Behind Flames Futures Camp has always been to give young players a chance to experience the rich tradition and culture that we've been able to build here at Liberty. It was just so cool to be able to come and be a young high school student looking for a place to spend the next 4 years. It helped me develop my skills, develop my relationship with current players. There were so many things that camp was able to give me and I was able to get out of camp. I'm truly thankful for it, and it helped me become a Liberty Flame.
So we had a little bit of a discrepancy here. There was about 0.2 seconds left on the clock for Florida State to finish that first quarter. So we wanted to come back quickly, but obviously you're seeing how some of the sausage is made, and the production truck, as our great production team does so well. So now we can say it's the end of the first quarter. So we're going to go back to break here, and we will come back and get that all sorted out and talk to whoever we need to talk to. We'll talk to George, actually, because George always has some good things to say after a quarter of play. So we will see you on the other side here on the ALC Sports Network.
University has something for all ages. Our online academy helps students K through 12 build a strong foundation where faith comes first. On campus, students step into their calling, growing in community, faith, and knowledge. And wherever life leads, Liberty's online degrees help you keep moving forward without compromise. From kindergarten to career, we train champions for Christ.
Photos from the last time these two teams met. They met twice in 2017, once at Liberty and once at the SELC quarterfinals down in Johns Creek, Georgia. And the Flames came out on top in both of those games. It was 9 years since these two teams have played against each other. Liberty winning the last matchup in overtime, 10-9 in that SELC quarterfinal many years ago. The all-time series, by the way, Liberty leads this series over Florida State 6-1. So Florida State only having won one time, and that was down in Tallahassee back in 2016. They won by 1 goal. So they have never won against Liberty on this field.
And I'm sure coming up to Southwest Virginia, facing Virginia Tech and Liberty, losing, the way they did on Friday, they don't want to go home empty-handed here. Very motivated team.
Well, right now, FSU, great job winning 6 of the 8 faceoffs in the first quarter. And they win another one here. Wills Kelly has been money. 7-2 right now against the Flames, as they will open up shop with possession again. Goals in the first quarter from Florida State. 2 from Tyler Morris. Dean Rothschild had 1. Trevor Bjornson and Brad Wharton. And Josiah Hoopman had both man-up goals for the Flames. That's a shot, and Rothschild just kind of dancing with his defender adds a second of the day.
Yeah, Rothschild is too talented of an offensive guy to get one-on-one against a short stick for that long here. He had a lot of time here to dance with him. Slide doesn't come really ever until it's way too late, and he's already up into the middle of the field. When you're playing defense there, that's why you got to work that guy out of the box, right? Because if you get beat that close, the slide's never going to be able to react that quickly, especially with the short stick there. Easy offense for Florida State.
Rothschild is second-team All-SELC selection in 2025, the highest-scoring returning midfielder for the Noles.
And Rothschild doesn't often probably see those short sticks on him. He's licking his lips when he sees the short stick in space, already low. I think Liberty needs to key that, go early, force the ball out of his hands there into a better matchup.
Cheston Kim called for the procedure violation, and he'll have to come off. Liberty going to have to keep an eye on that, too. They don't want to get a penalty on the face-off, as these short stick defensive midfielders now playing pretty high up on Florida State. Frankowski.
There you see the early slide by Liberty. Good recycle back down.
There's Morris coming up high again for a run. Him and Brody Ashworth doing battle. Inside slip, and a nice job there. What an effort inside. That was Brad Wharton, who got lost right in front of the crease, and Florida State pouring it on here.
You're right there, pouring it on here. Great dodge, keeping his head upfield, right? Ball watching a little bit by the defender there, and the Florida State does a good job, sees the back of his head, cuts right to the crease with his stick open. Excellent pass right to his stick, and he's able to turn and score. Big face-off here by Liberty. We talk about goals and able to respond right away with these face-off wins and string together multiple possessions against the Liberty defense. Liberty needs to get the ball on offense, get a good possession here, get on the board.
The third multi-goal scorer for Florida State. It's Wharton, Rothschild, and Morris, all with 2. And then Bjornsson with another, as Wills Kelly might be the player of the game today with the amount of face-offs that he's been able to win.
We also talk about the frenetic pace of Florida State up and down. It'll be interesting to see. They're up by 5 here. Do they think, hey, we're going to slow it down, get away from our identity some, or do we lean into our identity, keep the pedal down here, play our style, and see if they can extend this lead?
This is a Liberty defense that has been just outstanding so far this year. And another one, the jumper, a jump man goal from Bjornsson. That's the 4th 2-goal game from a Knoll, and it's Bjornsson.
Florida State's making it look just too easy right now. No one's over there. He's getting isolated. No slides coming. Poor closeout by the Liberty defender. Sticks in one hand. He's reaching. He's off balance. He's not taking away the upfield. Florida State runs right through his stick, gets topside, and makes an easy shot. Liberty needs to force him into some difficult shots. These are too easy for Florida State right now.
Timeout for Liberty. We will take one with you here on the ALC Sports Network. 8-2, the Seminoles showing their fire and their high-speed offense off here in Lynchburg. This is a Liberty defense here that has given up under 8 goals a game so far this year, and right now they have already given that up here with 13:22 to go in the second quarter. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you. The ALC Sports Network, a top 10 matchup. Florida State has put the hammer down offensively against this Flames defense. What can Liberty do right now to slow pace?
Right now, really, I mean, they need to possess the ball, and that's easier said than done right now. Liberty hasn't had the ball the last couple of possessions. Florida State's been able to win these faceoffs and do a good job on offense, getting the ball right back on a make it, take it. Looks like
confusion on
Liberty
that, yeah.
stepped out of the box there. So Florida State's going to get this.
Florida State will get possession once again, and a good run there by Frankowski.
Might look to see if Liberty might run some zone here. Probably will stay man, but yeah, going to stand man-to-man here. Got to play good team defense.
That's a good point there, by the way. A good uniform matchup again. Liberty in the all-whites with blue helmets, and, of course, those shiny, shimmering, splendid gold helmets there from Florida State with the black jerseys and the garnet shorts.
And that last dodge by Florida State, great rotation by Liberty.
You can see the speed is really coming off as that shot went off of a defender from Wharton, and they'll stay with the Noles. 36 seconds on the shot clock.
That'll leave a nice bruise tomorrow.
Plenty of time for Liberty to rest up. They won't play another game for 10 days after this.
Look at this matchup here. 20. Oh.
Top side, Moltisanti took a crack at it and then decided to move on. There's Dowdle, and that one goes wide.
Good unselfish ball movement by Florida State, but a better defensive series here by Liberty. Still got 16 seconds on the clock.
Sorry, that was Will Bullock who had that shot there. And here is Bullock. That's a bouncer that's going to trickle towards the end line, and Liberty's going to win the face-off, or the run-out, excuse me, easily, and get a possession here, and finally stopping that Florida State offense.
Liberty hasn't had many cracks at it with all these face-off losses. Makes the clearing game even more important. They can't afford to lose possessions.
Down by 6 here early on.
Quick advantage here while FSU subs.
Quickly going to Branham. Goes all the way around. A great trail check right there by the defender. I believe that was Ryan Stanley on the far side. We'll double check that for you. No, that was actually Cole Hancock from Lithia, Florida, making the nice play. Quickly inside goes Stone Foster. Morris. Oh, that was a tough angle. Now, he doesn't get the goal, but he does hit the pylon on the other side, and that's almost as impressive.
If not more impressive. I couldn't do that again.
Well, now you've presented a challenge there.
And that last Liberty possession, I mean, they had a quick up, like the 6-on-5. They caught Florida State kind of subbing, and that was a good attack, a good shot. You got to take that opportunity there, especially down by 6. But a quick possession, and then Florida State gets it right back.
Bullock, the spin, the shot. Oh, that was too pretty. Put him in the wash and got one to go.
When you're playing that defense, you want to maintain inside leverage there. Florida State offensive player here is be able to roll inside, and the slide just isn't there quite quick enough. When he's that deep, slide's got to be there right now. Slide's too late on that closeout. You got to make a player really pay for inside rolls like that with your physicality. If you can inside roll, get his hands free like that with so much space, it's going to be a recipe for disaster. Goalie taking a lot of shots so far this game.
4 consecutive goals here for Florida State.
And Liberty unable to respond just with the face-off losses. They're unable to get possession.
They throw the freshman Kim back at him, and look at Supek, who's now playing on the wing here against Wills Kelly, who once again getting out there, and Supek diving for it, getting Kelly out of the way, but somehow, some way, the Queens transfer continues his dominant performance at the dot.
And this has essentially been a make it, take it, you know, like one-on-one basketball. And it's been tough for, you know, just all these defensive possessions for Liberty. Their offense just isn't able to get into anything. They're not able to find a flow or routine. And it's easy to press on offense when you don't see the ball very often. Try to make up for this gap.
Florida State looking calm, looking like controlling the pace. And once again, that shot goes in. Now hold everything. The officials offsides against the Noles. That one did not count.
Too many players on offense, that does help. But Liberty completely lost on that backside because Florida State had an extra person. So that would make sense.
It probably feels like Florida State has 7 out there right now, the way they are scoring. As another poor pass there, right in the middle of the field. Florida State's got it back. No confidence right now from Liberty. Morris, that one hit direct shot to the head right there by Ashworth. That might be the only way they've been able to stop him. This possession, you can just feel it weighing on the Flames as the sun starting to come out a little bit. That's a shot that goes wide. As tried the trail check there and no dice, but a wide shot there from Frankowski. Now Wharton from behind cage with Hoopman out there. Up top tried to go, but Park had none of it. Peyton Park, as we said, one of the top defenders for the Flames, coming off an All-American honorable mention year at LSM.
Florida State's been pretty good about not attacking Peyton Park too much, knowing he's probably the best defender over there, good at keeping him on the other side of the field.
Hoopman spins out of it as Bowen, the freshman, was able to get it to him, and now Hoopman dealing with Ryan Stanley. Can the Flames crack this Florida State defense once again? Right now we're looking at 7 minutes plus of no goals here for the Flames.
And even though you're down by 7, you need to remain patient here on offense.
Rockhill, very shifty is Hunter Rockhill. Now back up top. Long shot from Cahill is wide right. Under 30 seconds on the shot clock now. Shook, slips his man, fires, but again, those trail checks really working for the Noles.
Good dodge there by Shook, just hanging his stick a little too much on that shot. Gets caught from behind.
Quick double here and a great job.
Nice
Kicked
kick
out,
out
though. Can Isaacs get there for the Flames? He gets hammered down. All the confidence in the world right now by Florida State on defense. It's almost like their offensive output is helping the defense play better. But not paying attention right there was Cole Hancock on that pass. Rockhill in front, shot, score. That's the easiest goal you'll probably ever get if you're a Flame. That's Branson Isaacs, the freshman.
Yep, quick mental mistake there by Florida State. Just doesn't see the ball coming towards him on the clear. Liberty able to get it a easy opportunity there.
That's the first goal of the second quarter there. Isaacs, we said, just a freshman this year. Able to get that one to go. He is one of the better freshmen that they have on the squad.
Sporting the red Jordan cleats.
Yeah, from Canton, Georgia. He has his 5th goal of the year as that one is picked up. Looks like Hancock on the other side, tries to shuffle it the other way. It's going to count as a face-off win for Florida State, but a turnover as well as Branham gets there, and Wills Kelly is stuck out there playing defense, so we'll have to handle Branham at least at the moment. Now trying to come off, he'll handle whoever's coming on.
Yeah, no, even though Liberty ended up with the ball there, the Florida State wings are beating those Liberty wings in. That was pretty much a 50-50 ball in the face-off, and Florida State was able to pick it up real fast. Fortunate Liberty was able to get the ball back. But
here comes Morris against Vinnie Lane, who, by the way, is replacing probably the best closed defender on Florida State's team, Parker Clem, who was injured against Auburn, not playing today. Didn't play on Friday night either. Lane takes over his position.
And Lane was shaken up earlier, so glad to see him back in there looking good.
Oh, man, Mason Rain just ran through that pick, and that was Will Morris setting it. So that was 44 on 44, and the 44 in black won that one.
Mason Rain with a couple of physical plays today. 195, 200 pounds, big physical defensive midi.
Cahill gets one to go, and that is the first settled set goal today on a 6-on-6 situation for the Flames.
You said it. They've had 2 man-up goals, 1 unsettled goal, but that was the first 6-on-6. You got to take. You're not going to score, all 5, 6 of these goals all in one possession. You got to go one at a time. Nice, patient possession. Don't get too rushed. Find some space, and that's a great downhill dodge. Getting his hands free. Great shot.
First back-to-back goals situation there for Liberty, as Cahill gets his first of the afternoon. Cahill, the junior from Hoosick Falls, New York, with his 11th of the season. Another battle in front.
And Liberty needs to win these 50-50 balls. Putting Peyton Park up there, looking to get aggressive.
And Kelly gets to it. Another face-off win
And with Florida State winning so many of those draws, when you do get that 50-50 ball, Liberty has to come up with that.
Morris trying to stay patient here. Liberty just hoping to give their defense a little bit of a rest for those last couple of minutes so they can kind of regroup, and having to chase a lot of these Florida State offensive players. They move so great off ball as Bjornsson going up against somebody much smaller. That's a Parker Ackerman, and Bjornsson takes advantage and goes right to the cage.
Yeah, 6'5", on 5'11" there. You see the size advantage. Able to muscle him out, switch hands, protect his stick. High finish, especially from those tall guys, is pretty tough to handle from the goalies.
And once again, not a lot of slide, not a fast enough slide, we should say, from that Liberty defense.
Against some teams, you do want to slow play that slide if they're moving the ball really fast. But if you're getting a big downhill dodge, especially from a 6'5" midi on an undersized short stick defensive midi, that's when you probably need to alert that slide, if anything, a little earlier to get out them, force the ball to rotate, recover back, and try to get a better matchup. Love this fight another day.
Schiffel missed the ground ball there, but then gets it back, as that is what he does. Great ground ball, guys. Branham going after Striner. Striner coming out, and a good pass out to Hancock. Is Striner the Iona transfer? So played up in New York for last season and has really given them a not just great goaltending play from a save standpoint, but really able to handle it in the clear as well. Very confident.
Liberty's doing a little bit better of tying up these face-off guys, and they are creating ground ball opportunities. They're just not able to end up with it.
Oh, Morris's shot initially saved by Carvajal, but then dropped it into the net. Oh, he's going to be kicking himself for that one.
Yeah, in the intro, he talked about that incredible power he has in that shot. Goalie just not able really to absorb that power with the ball, kind of knocking his stick back, trickling through a little bit. Frustrated as a goalie there. Feel like you have the save, but just that spin and that power is able to overwhelm it.
And with the left hand to boot, that's not something we typically see from Tyler Morris. So
Tyler Morris having a really great game.
A hat trick now for him, along with 2 assists. So 5 points in the first half.
And his season high is 8 points against SMU earlier this year. And with this competition against Liberty, 5 points in the first half, certainly impressive.
Another win for Kelly. They go quick. And it's another goal on the board for Florida State. And it looks like Kelly got one himself.
We know we kind of sound like a broken record here, but, the face-off is so important here. Florida State able to get a goal, a face-off right away, able to go right down the field, get another. And, again, they have another opportunity here to win, make it, take it, get a possession, wear it on the Liberty defense. Playing a whole lot of possession, a whole lot of defensive possession this half.
Liberty looked like they were starting to penetrate, got it to 9-4, 3 goals right here in 54 seconds from Florida State. Liberty on edge right now, as is every Flame fan here in Lynchburg. This is a heck of a performance by Florida State. They've waited 9 years to play here, and they are pent-up frustrations probably from Friday night, taking it out on the defending champions.
We talk about pressing on defense when you're pressing on offense when you're down, but you also press on defense. It's hard to sit back and let the offense just eat up clock. You typically have to go out there, try to force turnovers, which is also going to be a lot higher risk. You see the Liberty defensive midi playing out here a little bit deeper. You might give up some more opportunities from Florida State, but you're also looking to create turnovers. Get the ball back for yourself.
Florida State just fine slowing it down. Now, this is not a team that typically slows it down, but when you're up 8 goals on a team like this, looks like wasting the clock already is becoming a part of the strategy here. And Rothschild across to Morris, twiddling, and now we'll settle back. Under 20 on the shot clock. Let's see what he does. Morris going to have to go himself. Now finally gives it up to Wharton. He'll take the run against the shorty.
Again, reluctant to slide.
Inside, and no, nothing was there as a long possession ends with a turnover. Peyton Park to Parker or Ackerman. Going right to the cage, and again, that's the second time that Ackerman has had an open shot there and bounced it over the cage.
Looked like he kind of alligator armed that one a little bit. Couldn't get his arms away from his body. Just sailed that one, bounced right over the cage.
Timeout coming here from Florida State with 3:38 to go here in the half. George, this is almost too much to wrap your head around. It just goes so fast. This team played this well in the first half against Virginia Tech on Friday night, but then you just saw a huge defensive strategic change from Virginia Tech that forced them to, again, just 2 goals in that second half. Man, Liberty better come up with something quick or this is going to get ugly.
Yep, exactly like you said. As explosive as FSU was against Virginia Tech in the first half, the second half they only produced 2 goals. So Liberty right now, 3 minutes left in the half, looking to do some damage control, get a couple goals on the board, get into halftime, come up with some adjustments, and they say, hey, look, Virginia Tech just held them to 2 goals. There's no reason we can't do the same or less, okay? Give yourself an opportunity. Big closing out, 3:30 here.
And Kyle McQuillan talking that over with the face-off specialist coach, Jesse Glauser, as they're trying to figure out a strategy against Kelly, who right now has not lost a face-off in this second quarter, which is very impressive right now. Unofficially has won, let's see here, I'm just going to count it up real quick for you, 16-2 on face-offs. So it's the complete antithesis of his Friday night performance.
When I coach, I like to call them sequences, and they're really kind of the backbreaker for some teams is when you can score a goal, win a face-off, get a minute possession, score a goal, win that face-off immediately, get a minute possession, score that third goal, and then get a third minute possession. If you can put together 2 or 3 goals, win face-offs and long possessions, it takes such a toll on the defense mentally.
The defending champions on their heels. Oh, what a double there. Ryan Stanley getting on Josiah Hoopman, and another transition opportunity. It's Morris. He'll line one up anytime he can. Takes a shot, moving away, but Carvajal finally getting a save here. That was the first of the second quarter. Lost, though, in front. Picked up by Morris. This is just a disaster as Morris easily going right to the cage. What a mistake. And right now, Liberty, you could see it, a lot of frustration. Florida State doing whatever they want.
And Tyler Morris again with a career day or close to a career day already in the first half. Liberty not used to giving up 13 goals, even in a game at home in the first half.
13 goals in the game,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, let alone in the first half. So, by the way, 5 consecutive unassisted goals for Florida State right now.
And Florida State's just kind of keeping the Liberty attack out of the game right now. They're really not able to, again, if you don't have the ball, how are you going to be able to affect play?
This man right here, number 23 on Florida State, Wills Kelly, affecting the game plenty today as he wins it again. No, not quite yet, and now they do. There they go. Morris. Oh, that would have been unreal going through the legs, but Carvajal able to see it.
Morris feeling himself a little there in his bag. Good save there.
Look out, Timo. Ashworth takes it across, and Liberty just trying to hold on here. As I said before the game, they felt pretty confident going up against this Florida State defense. Felt like it was kind of the weak point of this team, and right now Florida State's defense making just as big of a statement as their offense.
Only 1 settled goal so far from Liberty.
The other three, 2 from Josiah Hoopman were man up, and then a quick turnover, transition for Liberty right in front of the net. Shook, lost it. Everything is going wrong here for Liberty.
Florida State's just winning these individual matchups. Liberty's not really even able to beat the first guy right now to draw the slide. Florida State just dominating the individual matchups, one-on-one.
And there's Mason Rain again. By the way, his nickname, RoboCop. You can see why. It's like running into a machine.
We also saw last week, South Carolina playing Virginia Tech. It was the day before. Florida State did get an extra day of rest in between, but it'll also just be interesting to see how their legs are in the second half, see if they can maintain the freshness they have, the fire they have, what they're playing with right now.
Frankowski sends it on. Florida State, no reason to even rush it. Leading by 9 goals as we approach the final minute of the second quarter. Rothschild. Shot saved in front by Carvajal. And now Liberty can hold for the last shot. Can they find some type of momentum going in to the second half? Ackerman now moving it again. Great tic-tac-toe. Oh, there's Striner with a shiner of a save.
Luke Branham there catching it with his right hand, coming around the left side. Really like to see it, catch it with his left, finish it with his left there. It's really hard to catch it with your right, finish it back across your body like that. Great chance from Liberty, great save from Florida State.
Can't ask for a better save there, but offsides on Florida State. It's the second time they've been called for that this half. Will give Liberty the ball back, only to squirt it through. Now it's open in the middle. One-on-one for Cahill, and that time Liberty does finish what they start with 15 seconds to go. Cahill has his second.
Ball just kind of squirts through the defense there, like you said. Cahill ends up with a one-on-one with the goalie. Good finish.
Nothing more to say about that, as once again, kind of a lucky bounce there for Liberty right at the end of the half. They'll take it, but out of these 5 goals, only one has been 6-on-6 settle.
Yeah, you'd love to see a lot of consistent opportunities, and if the goalie's on fire, the shots aren't falling, you can live with that. But Liberty really unable to generate many opportunities in this first half.
There goes Kelly. Can he get another one? Get it back. Morris, hitch, and that one just saved by Carvajal with 5 seconds to go. Can they get one more shot off? No, they cannot, as Carvajal has 8 saves in this first half. Unfortunately, 13 have gone in for his side. Wow, George. I mean, that was some heck of an offensive onslaught there from the Noles in that first half.
Yeah, 21 shots on goal from Florida State in the first half. A lot of them really quality looks. Liberty looking to make some adjustments at halftime here and come out and play a lot better.
Florida State was outshot on Friday night 55-33 against Virginia Tech. That is not the case today. They are pouring it on the defending champs. And Liberty, they may look like that 23-game win streak is in jeopardy. We'll see what happens in the second half. The score at halftime, Florida State 13, Liberty 5 here on the ALC Sports Network. We'll come back with highlights. Don't go anywhere.
The vision behind the Flames Futures Camp has always been to give young players a chance to experience the rich tradition and culture that we've been able to build here at Liberty.
Yeah, I think Liberty Lacrosse Camp is a very, very special place and a special time. And it's also such a unique opportunity that you get being able to come and see our beautiful campus during the summer, being able to come in and see these amazing locker rooms, the field, the weight room, like all the things that Liberty Lacrosse has to offer was truly eye-opening to me. I had been to many Division I schools and seen their stuff, and I don't think they really rival Liberty Lacrosse, which is pretty cool and unique situation that Liberty has to offer.
It's been an awesome experience seeing players grow through the camp experience, having opportunities to ultimately be a part of the team and see the success continue as a part of the this program.
It was just so cool to be able to come and be a young high school student looking for a place to spend the next 4 years. It helped me develop my skills, develop my relationship with current players. There were so many things that camp was able to give me and I was able to get out of camp. I'm truly thankful for it, and it helped me become a Liberty Flame.
So our U15 camp runs from July 11th to the 13th, and our U19 camp will run from July 17th to the 20th. Registration's open until the end of June. You can check out the details on our website at liberty.edu/lacrossecamp.
I chose the online program because I felt like God was calling me to do missions in America. And so I still wanted to be able to get that college education while I could travel. And the online program at Liberty University has helped me so much to get this deep foundation in my major in the Word of God while also being able to walk out the calling that I feel like God's placed on my life. The academics on the online experience is phenomenal. It's easy to access. The professors are responsive. They care. And the stuff that I'm learning is valuable.
Back here at halftime here in Lynchburg, Virginia, it is a quite surprising score. Florida State 13, Liberty 5, as we have reached halftime in this top 10 matchup. Dan Zapano, George Revercombe here with you on the ALC Sports Network. George, that was an unbelievable offensive performance, especially from Tyler Morris here in that first half. He had 4 goals and 2 assists, already 6 points. Not too far off from his season high already.
Yeah, he's played a fantastic game so far. Very impressed with his shooting ability, just his creativity with the ball in his stick. Talked about kind of the fire and ice styles. Liberty probably not going to have the luxury of playing totally ice in the second half. Going to have to speed up. And here you can see some of the finishes and saves.
Ian Carvajal had 8 saves in that first half against his tough Florida State offense. But man, it was all Morris and others as well. He's at Wharton and Bjornsson and Rothschild at multi-goal games, but it's Wills Kelly at the face-off dot. That's really the big story here. 17-3 at the dot.
Yeah, that has to be the story of the game. Wills Kelly, transfer from Queens, dominating at the face-off X, really able to, like you talked about, make it, take it, keep the ball in their stick, able to score, and then get a fresh shot clock, right? If you're able to get a 60, 70-second possession, score, get that ball right back, work the defense again, you can really see the tired legs on Liberty down the stretch.
No question about it, and we'll talk plenty of strategy when we come back here in a little bit. But right now, this is a shocker for most people around the country. I expected a lot closer game than this, obviously, but Florida State, this is a big statement for them to come in here to Lynchburg. It's been a long time since this team has lost here and lost in general for the defending national champions. So we'll see if they can get it going in the second half. Let's take a short commercial break. Like we said, Florida State leading Liberty 13-5 here at half on the ALC Sports Network. Come on back. We'll talk a little more lacrosse around the country.
You'll still live the life you chose for yourself. Be with your friends and family. Keep your day job. Sleep in your own bed. But when your nation needs you to join a larger cause, you can be ready to answer the call. Serve with us a few weeks a year for the most uncommon mission of your life.
Back here in Lynchburg, 13-5 lead for Florida State on top of the defending champions Liberty. Let's take a look at the MCLA Coaches Poll. Both of these teams in the top 10. And if this result holds, I'm sure that Florida State will move up a little. Liberty might move down. But right now, those two teams at the top, George, looking pretty good. Utah Valley and BYU. And is it everybody else?
Some really talented teams down there. Tennessee at 5, UC Santa Barbara at 6, Florida State at 7. A lot of good matchups. This is the only top 10 matchup of the weekend, you said,
yes,
correct?
Sir.
The top 10, Florida State and Liberty. So really happy to be witnessing this game here.
We've seen a couple of teams already play this week. South Carolina get taken to overtime by Auburn on Friday night. UC Santa Barbara played overtime yesterday against Chapman. It felt like it was overtime city so far this weekend. And Arizona getting a huge win over San Diego State, proving that they belong with that undefeated 6-0 record. So we'll see who can crack those top two. I mean, we're really waiting on UVU and BYU to play. Of course, Liberty will play BYU coming up in just about less than 2 weeks or so. So that'll be a good matchup. But right here, this is a tough one too.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Auburn there as well. Coach Klingerman gave a lot of respect to Auburn in our meeting with them, talked about that's always a very familiar matchup. One of the games Florida State dropped early this year, but that's a tough team down there as well.
There's a couple of tough teams playing today. A tough day for Liberty. Florida State making it tough for them with his offensive output. 13-5 Florida State will come on back for the second half right here on the ALC Sports Network.
This conference, every play matters. Every ground ball causes a battle. Every goal makes a statement. Every save, a response. Every rivalry is personal. Every win, earned. And where championships are won. Here, every season is special. So get ready.
Kyle McQuillan trying to find the answers in the second half to his team's success. Right now, they trail by 8 goals here at halftime against Florida State, 13-5. The Noles are on top of the number 3 team in the country, the Liberty Flames. And Jonas Klingerman's got to be plenty pleased with his crew. One of the things we talked about outside of the face-off dot and the scoring onslaught was Liberty's 10-man ride. They haven't had to use it. They haven't really used it much. Out of the 8 rides, though, that they have had, they forced just 1 turnover. That's a huge point, too.
Yeah, you can tell Florida State's really worked and rehearsed against that 10-man ride. First couple times kind of had a couple drawn-up things where they're trying to hit the substitution area really quickly. Liberty does a really good job of getting into that 10-man ride very quickly and typically very efficiently. But it's still tough sometimes. If the ball is pressed down the field really fast, you can find some odd man opportunity.
The goal scorers for Florida State in the first half, Tyler Morris had 4 goals here. Dean Rothschild with 2, Trevor Bjornsson with 2. Brad Wharton also had 2 goals, and then we also saw a goal from Will Bullock on top of that. For Liberty, 2 goals from Hoopman, 2 goals from Cahill, and 1 from Branson Isaacs. So that is the tally so far. And as we said, Florida State leads 17-3 at the face-off dot.
Excited to see some more Tyler Morris in the second half.
It's been a combination of Supek and Kim, and that time a hold coming up there for Liberty. It looked like Supek was able to win it there, but it'll go to the Noles to start again, and it's going to be imperative that Liberty do not let this lead grow any larger. The largest lead of the game so far has been 9. Talked about Florida State coming in after their loss to Virginia Tech on Friday. They also went 1-1 the previous weekend, lost to Auburn on the road before beating Ole Miss like a drum, really. Big offensive performance as well there as that behind-the-back shot goes wide and Liberty first to the end line. So the Flames will take that and begin the long, arduous trek back up the mountain to try to figure out how to get this game back even.
Good job, Liberty there, staying patient, working the ball across the field.
Rockhill taking it up, trying to almost give Wharton a little run for his money, using the speed and decides to hold against it and takes a little shot afterwards. Here comes Rock Hill again. Rock Hill, the junior from Forest, Virginia, right down the street. Harris Shook. Going to try to take one on Rain. Now passes it off to Hoopman. And they play a little game of catch before Cahill gets it. And Easton Cahill, with Brad Wharton on him, he's definitely going to try to challenge that. The good switch, though, to Schiffel. Cahill dives into the crease, though. A flag late is thrown, and we might get a push on Schiffel.
That was a good opening possession from Liberty there. They come out, they're down by 8, but they don't look rushed. They don't look too worried. There's a lot of time left on the clock. Run your offense. Pretty good recycle there. Good early slide by Florida State, but looks like we're going to get a push.
We'll see the call from the official.
Flag 34. Push for possession 30. It's 34.
We will get a push for possession. So 30 seconds of man up coming here for Liberty. Remember, they are 2 for 2 so far on man up. In fact, neither team has not scored on man up so far today. This just the 4th penalty of the game, 3rd on Florida State. As Ryan Stanley will take a seat. Young man from Glenelg, Maryland.
Looks like the wind is picking up a little bit out there as well.
Just a little bit. It was 66 degrees at face-off and very overcast here. So kind of perfect weather, a light breeze coming off the mountain. Hoopman going to try to one again. Nope. Rock Hill gets it. Skip pass over to Cahill. Pass was off target and picked up by the Noles.
Yeah, I had Cahill on the back end of it, but the pass goes to the inside shoulder instead of the outside shoulder. He's not really able to get a good look off.
That's a big hit there. That's going to be a flag now coming on Liberty. Ezra Anderson's going to be the guilty party there as Mason Rain rumbling, bumbling, stumbling right through everybody, laying the shoulder checks. Morris with a lefty rip gets the goal, and the Noles maintain a lot of composure in chaos for that shot.
Another goal by Morris there. Really quick, snappy release on his shot. The ball gets out of his stick fast. Kind of a basketball reference. Some of you guys see Steph Curry get those shots off quick, even with guys in his face. He does a similar thing or just snaps the ball out of his wrist. Ball flies out. Very difficult for the goalie to line up on that.
It looked like Jack Schiffel might be credited with that assist. We'll see what the scorer's table will give us, but it looked like it was him.
Tyler Moore is playing with a lot of confidence right now, too.
5th goal of the day, as you said.
It's the way he's moving out there. Very confident. He likes his matchups.
7 points total. As Kelly, like Groundhog Day, doing it over and over again. That outlet pass knocked down by Graham Lilly. And now picked up. That's Jahi Alexander from Orlando, Florida. And he throws it to the middle of the field. Ackerman couldn't handle it. And picked up by the Noles. They're actually going to give Bullock the assist. So we'll give it to him on our sheet as well as the largest lead of the game here today for Florida State. With 11 and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter, it has so far been a drubbing from the Noles here. Rothschild, the rocker step, and turns back. Wharton dancing and jiving into the net.
Florida State finding the recipe for success. Liberty slid early there, but then the ball moves to the backside of the field. You see how shallow he is to the goal here, making that move. The slide's not able to come fast enough. That defender needs to work upfield, press him out. He's only 10 yards off GLE there. Again, when he rolls, that slide's not going to be able to cover that 10 yards quick enough. Kind of field spacing and positioning, some of these small things, kind of biting Liberty here. Florida State doing a good job executing.
2 consecutive goals to start the second half. And if you're Liberty, I mean, this is stunning. It's been a long time since they've lost a regular season game. It's been a long time, like we said. The first game of 2025 was the last time they lost. They are 23-0 in the last 23. So,
and you typically don't, see a 23-game winning streak end, down by 10 right now. A lot of game left, but Liberty down big.
Another face-off win for the Noles.
We also talked about some of the youth Liberty has, some of the younger players who are still continuing to grow.
Great pass out to Ryan Stanley. You did mention that. 17 freshmen on this group for Liberty. And a lot of them out there playing. You see 2 of them out there right now. And Derek Fay and Bowen as well is out there as a short stick defensive midi.
And as much as you always want to win and be up by 10 yourself, there's sometimes not a better way to learn for some of these freshmen than to be on the field down 10, have to dig deep, learn on the job.
Another freshman, number 99, Ben Lippy, out there defending as well. Bullock, and in the crease, they're going to get him as Brad Wharton is going to get called for that. Liberty will move it.
Liberty's got numbers here if they want it. Little 6-on-5.
Ben Lippy moving it up. Freshman out of New Freedom, Pennsylvania.
Back settled.
And Logan Weiss getting the assignment of Easton Cahill. And now moving off as the subs will come on. Liberty pretty much running that first midline the whole entire game so far. And with the amount of possession they've had, they can't be tired. They've really been outpossessed today by Florida State.
And you can see Florida State playing Liberty a little bit further out. But if he does get beat, Slide's able to come early. And they're able to get to him rather than playing so shallow that if you do get beat, Slide can't make it.
Haven't heard much from Luke Branham today as he was behind X for a moment and then came up. Nobody there, though, and another turnover. And once again, this Liberty 10-man ride has been easily penetrated by Florida State. That time, though, it works as the announcer gives a little jinx to the Gold Domers.
Good job by Liberty there, kind of forcing him to the sideline using that. They kind of had a double team and then just kind of forced and used the sideline as a third defender there. Forced a tough pass.
As Supek will take it up for Liberty. 9 minutes we are approaching here in the third quarter here on the ALC Sports Network. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you as we are happy to have you. Our second ever broadcast here. Had a good one last week. The top 5 matchup, South Carolina and Liberty winning that game 11-8. Different story today as the 7th ranked Florida State Seminoles have come in here so far and taken it to the Flames. Here we go. RoboCop on Will Morris. Let's see this matchup.
So you can see 20 slide early from Florida State probably here.
Morris puts his shoulder down, goes through, shot. That was a good shot that was just a tish wide.
Yeah, Florida State slow played that. Good shot off there. And Florida State getting a sub. Looks like he might be hurt.
And it looks like a timeout coming from Florida State with 8:26 to go. Well, we'll come on back and sort everything else out. Liberty has 27 seconds on the shot clock. They will have possession right after this commercial break. It's Florida State and Liberty here on the ALC Sports Network.
You'll still live the life you chose for yourself. Be with your friends and family. Keep your day job. Sleep in your own bed. But when your nation needs you to join a larger cause, you can be ready to answer the call. Serve with us a few weeks a year for the most uncommon mission of your life.
Back here in Lynchburg as the Flames and the Seminoles of Florida State doing battle. And Jonas Klingerman, what a job that he has done today, coaching up that offense so far. Talked about how fast they wanted to play. They've said they've had a great start to their season. They started off the season 7-1, lost on Friday night, but they said, hey, we've had 10-1 seasons and it fell apart, so we're just trying to take it one step at a time, describing themselves as doing everything fast, a run-and-gun team, conservative defense, but they came in and they said they really wanted to win that 30-30 battle, the battle between the boxes, and they've done a great job today winning and beating that 10-man ride of Liberty and taking advantage of it on the other end. Outstanding performance as there's a knockdown there. Jack Schiffel getting his stick up. And Ethan Striner going to try to show off those passing skills on the 30-30 opportunity here. Bad pass, though, in the middle leads to a turnover as Peyton Park picks it up, and the Flames will get possession back. Ackerman, will he take advantage again? Takes a shot for a moment, hands it off, back up top, and oh, man, Taden Williams, the freshman, picked off in the middle, and then to boot, we got a high hit coming up on the Flames that will give Florida State a man up. By the way, Sam Hoffman now in goal today for the Flames, and Ian Carvajal had a pretty spirited conversation on the field or on the sidelines with his coaching staff, with Coach McQuillan and the goalie coach, Coach Killian. And Liberty going to try to give the sophomore a chance here. Hoffman out of Adams, Tennessee. Going to try to give Liberty a little bit of a chance, and he's got his first save of the afternoon. Up top, he's got to save this one. Step down, and that one not even challenged as Brad Wharton, his second consecutive goal.
Throwing the goalie right into the fire here. Good quality save off the jump, but a good look-off feed to the top. Way too much time and space there, stepping down and shooting that. Liberty defense confused right now.
Confused and honestly looking a little slow and tired out there.
Florida State's
having to chase around here.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job winning their one-on-one matchups, Florida State initially, and then getting that rotation, and off that rotation, getting a lot of confusion out of those Liberty defenders.
Well, the penalty is waived off after the penalty is not waived off. We have a 1-minute penalty as Parker Ackerman is going to serve it for a high hit there and the slash. So now Liberty just trying to do anything to win. As Cheston Kim, this freshman, thrown into the fire against one of the best in the biz, Wills Kelly. And once again,
that was a man-down face, it looks like, as well.
Wills Kelly getting the better of him.
And right now, Liberty needs one more person on the field. Yep, there we go. Yep. And they're still man down. There were 2 men down there for a minute.
A lot of confusion right now from this defense. And Florida State already scored their lone man-up opportunity. Scored on that man-up opportunity, I should say, as Wharton again with a long pass from Rothschilds. 3 in a row from Brad Wharton. I mean, this is getting to be absurd right now.
Just throwing darts all over the defense. I mean, you can tell when an offense is confident like this, moving the ball, playing off each other. Everyone's hitting shots, the whole sideline celebrating, playing with a lot of energy right now, Florida State, and they're having a lot of fun right now. Liberty not used to being down by 12 halfway through a third quarter.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
And the make-it-take-it ability of Florida State at the face-off X just compounds the problem for Liberty. Very difficult to climb back into the game when you can't win a face-off.
Supek and Kelly going after it, and now a whistle will give it over to Florida State again.
And Supek has done a good job tying him up at times. Wills isn't always winning it cleanly. At times he is, but the wings also need to do a better job for Liberty, fighting for these ground balls, coming up with them. Credit to the Florida State wings for coming up with these ground balls.
Florida State happy to just hold and wait for the open opportunity as Rothschild is smothered but passes it off as we're under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Morris rolling again, and now waits, fires back to his teammate Moltisanti, and they'll work it around. Morris, stings the crossbar, and that one is sent out to Bedford County.
A lot of power on that shot like we've talked about all day. Shoots around the defense. Goalie can't even really get eyes on that ball. Barely misses. Impressed with Tyler Morris today.
I don't know how you couldn't be. Been absolutely outstanding.
Coach said he there's not a shot he doesn't like, and the way he shoots it, I think Coach is happy about that.
You can see him moving really well as well today. Did not have a big game, just 2 goals against Virginia Tech, and one of them on a man-up possession. Christian Edwards did a really nice job on him, as that one is
and Morris
a whiff there.
Morris, a first team all SELC in 2024. The 2024 SELC Rookie of the Year, second team all SELC last year, so comes in pretty decorated as well.
Morris again up top with Ashworth defending. Morris hitch. Walk the dog and send him to feed in his bowl. Look at that. And another penalty coming up here as Morris just lights it up. Another one for Tyler Morris. I believe that is number 6.
Tyler Morris again. Highlight reel. Protecting his stick. We'll see the replay here. Right up and under. Keeps his hands low. Great finish to the opposite side of the goalie stick. Little celebration to the sideline.
Let's take a look at the official here.
Flag, 18, unsportsmanlike, full time. 1 minute, no face.
In the momentum that Florida State's carrying right now. I know you're down 13 if you're Liberty, but you're as a coach, you're saying, hey guys, we need to dig deep here. Even if this game is starting to become out of reach, we want to improve the rest of the game. We want to win this last quarter, win the last 5 minutes, learn from this game.
Free clear for Liberty. It's 10 minutes and 28 seconds since their last goal, with 15 seconds to go in the second quarter. And by the way, this is the most goals scored against the Liberty team since the 2024 MCLA semifinals against BYU, where they gave up 20 against the Cougars in that defeat. The Cougars obviously went on to win the national championship the 2 days later after that. So it's been a long time since we've had a defensive performance like this from Liberty, as Ezra Anderson lets it fly. And finally, as we talked about that time that's elapsed since their last goal, Liberty finally getting one on the board.
And Liberty's man-up offense has been pretty efficient today. That's their 3rd man-up goal. When they've had opportunities, they've taken advantage of them, but just had struggled in 6-on-6 in live ball situations.
Nice shot by Anderson. This is their first goal of the second half. And as you said, 75% now on the man-up is Liberty, but it's going to take an act of God at this point if they were going to come back and win this game, being down by 12. But we still got a whole quarter and a half to play, folks. You never know, so stick on here.
And I'm sure Coach McCullen's going to see how they respond here. Certain individuals in these situations, they're going to hang their head, not work hard, or are they going to respond here and work even harder?
Kelly with another man-up goal, or a man-down face-off this time. Excuse me. As Branham able to collect that on a turnover. And about 20 seconds left on the man-up possession. Cahill, good save by Striner. Hasn't had a lot of shots to save today. By our count, unofficially 4. And that's going to be
goalie interference, I believe.
A mistake there on the other end. So,
and one of the reasons this ride really hasn't been as effective from Florida State, it really is just because Florida State has scored 18. They haven't had as many clearing opportunities after these mistakes. And then with the face-off domination, Liberty's identity has really been kind of taken away from them this game. Their ability to possess the ball on offense, because they can't possess the ball on offense because of all these face-off losses. They're not able to get into their 10-man ride because of all these goals that are happening that make it take it. It's just frustrating.
Well, Kyle McQuillan did say before the game he was hoping to get more players involved here today and get some of the younger guys some reps. But I think he had the idea that maybe he'd be the one up by 12 goals, and they are getting some younger guys some reps here, and Florida State taking full advantage of it. James Frankowski with a goal for the Noles.
Yeah, tough righty finish there. Not a whole lot of angle on that shot, but I believe he gets the goalie to drop to his knees, and once the goalie's kind of dropped down there, he's able to finish over top of him. Goalie just read opposite and away. Just a good finish there. And Florida State offense making it look easy right now, up to 19.
I mean, there's nothing more to be said, right? I mean, it's almost stunning after we saw what we saw last week from this Liberty defense against such a good South Carolina offense. Offense. And then what Florida State did the other night against Virginia Tech and scoring 11 goals. But right now it's the face-off dot that's been the issue. Is finally Supek gets a win. It's now 23-4 is Wills Kelly on the day. Harris Shook over to the freshman Tayden Williams, finally getting some playing time here. Back over to Shook, trying to break through and pushed off. Shook and who else but Mason Rain there. Again, putting his hands on that hip and bench pressing him out of the way, forcing a bad pass.
You said it, Mason Rain with a great day at D-Midi today, making a big impact on this game. Tough physical presence. And there you see that 10-man ride.
That's
become effective.
Has done a little bit better in the second half, but kind of too little too late. It didn't really start working until Liberty was down by 10 goals.
Looks like Florida State lost
Pushing
somebody.
it. Williams and Tayden Williams right there. I believe that is his first ever goal as a Liberty Flame.
Ken, he's moving well out there. The previous possession, I like the dodge he took. Florida State loses him. He's lost the sideline saying, throw it to him, throw it to him. Just get the ball going there. Quick finish through contact. Not afraid to get hit. Good job by the freshman.
From North Tonawanda, New York, way up there. In upstate where so many great lacrosse players have come from. As we're now under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Supek, second in a row. And by the way, new face-off guy in there for Florida State. As that pass inside to Park, who had a goal last week, by the way. And now a timeout.
Smart timeout there by Liberty.
Coming from Coach McQuillan. Let's take a break. So we will take a timeout and step aside. 1:42 left in the third quarter. All Florida State today on the Flames. Come on back on the ALC Sports Network.
The Flames Futures Camp has always been to give young players a chance to experience the rich tradition and culture that we've been able to build here at Liberty.
It was just so cool to be able to come and be a young high school student looking for a place to spend the next 4 years. It helped me develop my skills, develop my relationship with current players. There were so many things that camp was able to give me and I was able to get out of camp. I'm truly thankful for it, and it helped me become a Liberty Flame.
Tough day if you're a Liberty Flames fan, as this 23-game win streak is very much in jeopardy today after Florida State with just an incredible offensive performance, and as well at the faceoff dot for Wills Kelly has just dominated, as we have just about a minute 42 left here in the third quarter. 19-7 Florida State, if you're just joining us. So this is a heck of an effort from the Seminoles today, as Josiah Hoopman trying to swim over Jack Schiffel. Now Rockhill will take a kind of a short-armed shot right there underneath that. Ethan Striner gets his 5th save of the day. Striner transferring in from Iona, as we said, as that one flies back the other way, and quickly come the Noles. Morris pushes it ahead, and Moltisanti puts the brakes on as Florida State, with the penalty way back on the Liberty sideline. Let's see what this one is. The official's trying to explain it here.
Black, 16, unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to be 1 minute, full time.
Unsportsmanlike conduct again, and that one's on Florida State. That's the second Florida State unsportsmanlike penalty here. Did not see exactly what happened on the other end. Yeah, it's Stone Foster is the one that was called for it. So the 6th man-up opportunity for Liberty.
And this has been their best offense today.
Right now, 3 for 5 on those man-up possessions. And, of course, they can pretty much hold this entire 1 minute without being penalized or without Florida State coming back on the field with their 6th man. There's about 7-second difference, though. And, again, this will be a locked-in penalty. So, full time served as the Flames look to crack the case open again. Hoopman to Williams. Hit, shot. That's a great shot by Williams, but a better save by Striner, who's fired up.
Yeah, great hitch by Williams. Way to get to the front of the goal, just a better save.
Striner trying to go quick. One less man for Florida State to pass to as his 10-man going after him is Graham Lilly. But a great run. What a run there by Jackson Soud out of Jacksonville, Florida. They might have to rename the city after him after a run like that. Morris will hold on. He's going to go. He's going to take a shot at it. Rolls back. Oh, a little shuffle pass, but a good save by Hoffman. Liberty's got to move it now. With under 10 seconds. Ball's loose. Bullock's got it, and hold on everything as the official blows the whistle. And a flag is down on the other side. Here we go again.
Looks like it may be on Florida State again.
Didn't exactly see the call there.
I think that might have been a cross-check.
Okay, so.
It said 1 minute.
Better eyes from you than me in the booth here. So it'll be a cross-check, and it'll be Trevor Bjornsson who got called for it. And Liberty will more than likely take the free clear heading into the fourth quarter, and they do. So they'll have possession to start the fourth. 57 seconds on a penalty. But it's going to take a lot more than that to win this game. They're down 12 goals to Florida State in what has been a dominant performance today from the Seminoles. We'll come on back here to Lynchburg here on the ALC Sports Network. The score after 3 quarters of play, Florida State 19, Liberty 7.
University has something for all ages. Our online academy helps students K through 12 build a strong foundation where faith comes first. On campus, students step into their calling, growing in community, faith, and knowledge. And wherever life leads, Liberty's online degrees help you keep moving forward without compromise. From kindergarten to career, We train champions for Christ.
We are back, and we're so happy to bring you season 2 of the ALC Sidelines podcast. Welcome back into the ALC Sidelines podcast. We got a great show lined up for you today. Make sure you like and subscribe on our
This is Varsity Club Lacrosse meets the ALC Sidelines podcast.
I'm Dan Zampano. We'll see you next time on the ALC Sidelines podcast.
Time Liberty lost the game was right here. Almost a year ago, February 2025, against their rivals, the Virginia Tech Hokies, as the Flames went down and lost the Battle of the Blue Ridge Belt. It was February 8th, 2025. Virginia Tech a 16-12 win over the Flames. That is looking more and more likely that we will see that again today, as we're looking at 370-something days or 390-something days, almost 400 days since that defeat. And you can see nothing else to do but put your hands on your hips and exhale from the head coach of the Flames, Kyle McQuillan, who's 185 wins in his career. Today's looking more and more likely that we won't see that, as Liberty will have a free clear and 57 seconds to go here on the penalty, as Trevor Bjornsson is serving for a cross check to begin this fourth quarter. Florida State, how have they done this today, George? It's been at the face-off dot and just a bevy of shots.
Yeah, Willis Kelly's done such a great job at the face-off day. He's done been such a difference maker for them getting the ball in offense. Coach McQuillan, it's really frustrating as a coach to kind of watch this happen over and over, to lose these face-off, lose these possessions, just put your teams at a really tough disadvantage.
15 minutes to go.
The other thing to note, I guess, about these face-offs is if they can keep it a low-scoring game, if Florida State scores 7 or 8, you're limiting the amount of face-offs and the impact they can have on the game. Right now, there's been 26 goals scored, and that's a lot of face-offs you're losing and a lot of possessions that you're going to give up in a high-possession game. Really would have rather played a low-scoring game against a face-off guy like this.
Willis Kelly today, 23-3, and then a couple other of face-off wins for Liberty against a couple other face-off specialists. As a good look inside by Rockhill, Cahill's quick stick was met by a defender. 20 seconds left on the penalty here.
And I want to see a little more 91 Taden Williams from Liberty. I like the minutes he's played while in, freshman. Lefty attack.
Anderson had one in the first half. That time, easy save there. The 7th unofficially from Ethan Striner. Striner played high school lacrosse at St. Thomas Aquinas, great school out in Fort Lauderdale, and had 23 saves earlier this year against Georgia, as that's the 10-man ride coming through that time for Liberty. If Florida State was to win today, which is looking likely, it'll be their 3rd ranked win of the season after beating Georgia and Clemson earlier this year in easy fashion.
Played a tough schedule so far, very battle-tested.
No question about it. Is a good turnover there again. Cole Hancock doing a nice job. Rain pushes it up, and Bullock can't handle the bouncer. Liberty going to get it again, and we said that Liberty was doing well on these man-up possessions, but the last couple not so much. They're now 3 for 7, and a turnover in the clear.
Just a pole-to-pole pass there they can't complete. Florida State forcing them to take a throwaway over-the-field pass, a little bit short there, bounces. Liberty defender doesn't move towards it, and it's a quick turnover. Without Florida State having to do too much.
Dean Rothschild playing a game of cat and mouse with the defender Caden Cook, who's challenging him. Continuously berating Rothschild. Now he's going to go. Now Rothschild hands it off. Wharton in front. Morris, and that one was a great take. Oh, but Morris took a shot, and it looked like it was from Cook. Cook appears to have strained something, and Morris gets back up after holding on to his hip there.
Took a big hit there. From number 10, yeah, Peyton Park got him.
Park was the one. Those were our two impact players, and today it's been more Morris. Just absolutely flawless day today. 6 goals on the day for Tyler Morris. Add on 2 more assists for him as well. And he has hit his season high, tying it with his performance earlier this year against SMU. But as you mentioned earlier, George, the level of step up in competition here makes it more impressive.
Absolutely.
Inside shot, and that's a goal. Rothschild hitting Owen Kanata out of Waxhaw, North Carolina, getting on the board.
Rothschild's also having a really great game. Creative player. He's good at getting switches onto the shorties, making good passes, and that's a fantastic look over to him for a quick shot and score. FSU up to 20 goals on the day.
20. Can you believe that? On this defense. As we said, this is now tied for the most goals given up by a Liberty team since the 2024 MCLA National Semifinal, where BYU hung 20 on the Flames.
Mm-hmm. With Tyler Morris, and Florida State's doing a good job getting switches. It looks like Liberty, for the most part today, has put Brody Ashworth on him, matching up man-to-man. He's been on there most of the day, but Morris has done a great job getting switches, playing man-to-man or pick and roll with another man and finding kind of creative matchups. And again, really what stands out to me is his quick release, and the power that he has on that shot with the quick release is really impressive. Rare trait.
Wills Kelly, another face-off win.
Probably see a lot of pressing out by Liberty this quarter.
No question about it.
Trying to create some turnovers, get some easy ones in transition.
Oof, jumper by Morris. Tried that one as well, no dice. Rothschild, by the way, 4 points today for him. 2 goals, 2 assists. Young man out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Shot save there by Hoffman. That's an encouraging sign from the Flames. Hoffman's 3rd of the day.
And that's a shot that Liberty will live with. They'll give that up. Trust the goalie to make that save. Good job by the Liberty defense.
Park. And there's Morris getting it out for a moment, but Park scooping it back up. Good composure. And now dipping underneath the defender is Cahill. And Liberty can finally breathe for a second, maybe just for a second, as Ryan Stanley going way out to pepper Luke Branham, who we really haven't called Luke Branham's name much. Does have 2 assists on the day. Cahill inside trying to roll back, and it's a double right there. Vinny Lane and Ryan Stanley coming quickly on him. Josiah Hoopman able to get that ground ball and reset the shot clock. Ryan Stanley just giving no mercy here. Nice find by Anderson across to Cahill, but Strider with one of his best of the day.
What a save by Strider. Coming all the way across his body, low and away, and getting that save. Really impressive there. Great feed as well by Liberty.
By the way, Stanley, a transfer from Lenore Rhine, won a national championship in D2 back in 2023.
A lot of talent on the field for both teams.
Yeah, you see a lot of guys that, even if they didn't transfer in, guys that could play at even the NCAA Division I level. Bjornsson against Rockhill. We got another height disadvantage here. Ashworth's going to come over to help, and they'll move it along. Rothschild with a shorty on him. Goes lefty, a backside post. What a putback there.
Beautiful offense from Florida State. I tell my guys at Salem this all the time. You want to dodge, move it to the backside, and attack that short stick in space. We might be able to see a replay on this as it plays. or it might not, depending on the angle. But Florida State attacking there, getting that slide, and look how much space he's going to have here. All that space against the short stick. No one's able to come over there, able to attack before they can recover or slide. Too easy for that backside guy against a short stick there.
I mean, that placement is cash money right there from Rothschild.
Yeah, and that shot's a cherry on top.
Rothschild with a hat trick now. Actually cheated you an assist there, Dean. So 3 assists and 3 goals today.
And you can tell just obviously Florida State having a little bit of fun out there now, up 21-7 against Liberty, playing well. We talked to Coach Klingerman even in the interview. He said, this team's maybe a little bit, more fun and a little more funny than I even like to give them credit for sometimes. Right. Got a lot of personalities. I can tell their sideline's been working hard. They're enjoying this.
Got to see that firsthand when I was standing on the sideline against Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. They like to chop it up out there on the sidelines. And now 21 goals, my goodness, as Supek's shot is saved. And now we can say this is the most goals given up by Liberty since the 2023 MCLA National Semifinal, as Hoffman makes another great save, his 4th.
Almost caught him in that 9.5, but good job by Liberty getting back and getting that save, pushing the other way quick.
Morris to Cahill, BTB, and that one went wide. Not sure if he got a piece of that or not, but referee doesn't seem to agree with it.
A lot of coaches don't love the behind the back down 14. Not the worst place to use it, but a lot of times.
We're just looking for a goal here. And offsides on Liberty.
You just want to see Liberty do the little easy things right now. You don't want to do anything too complicated, too crazy. What a catch.
Okay, that was sick. That was sick. All right.
A little reminiscent of the Odell Beckham.
I was just going to say,
yeah.
Should you say the Chris Collinsworth? Put that to music,
Actually, in the notes, right? Coach Klingerman, one of the notes, acrobatic.
Acrobatic.
Right, that was an acrobatic catch right there.
Cirque du Soleil there.
He said, hey, watch this. I can do this also.
Rothschild now playing with Ackerman.
8 points and 1 really good catch.
Keeping him on his hip. Down low, Wharton. Morris. That is a freshman Derek Fay on him, so you wonder if maybe they try for that again. Frankowski dumps it off, and again, just easily moving the ball. Calm, cool, collected. Morris will add an assist, as that is Will Bullock from Tallahassee.
Yeah, making it look easy off the loose ball, picking it up, and really just unselfish. Florida State's catching that ball, moving upfield, drawing the defender, bumping it right back down. Curlin, C-cut from that attack. Gets his hands free. Goalie's frustrated.
Well, that is the 22nd goal of the game, and with that, we're almost out of breath watching this offense. We're going to have to take a break here for you at the ALC Sports Network. 22-7, heck of a day for Florida State. Florida State 22, Liberty 7. You heard that right if you're just joining us. 22-7. Florida State leads Liberty right now with 7:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. Dan Zampano and George Revercombe here with you on the ALC Sports Network. As the number 3 team in the land, Liberty giving up the most goals they have given up in a game in almost 2.5 years, almost 3 years, really. As the last time they did that was at the MCLA National Semifinals in 2023, where Concordia hung the most goals in the MCLA tournament ever on the Flames. 25 goals they scored in that game, as Jake Hanna comes in at goaltender today for the Flames. He's the only transfer here on this Flames roster from a college campus. He's transferring from right down the road at Randolph College. And is right now the third-string goalie, so he'll get a shot and opportunity in these final 7+ minutes. Now, this is more what we saw in that game against South Carolina, as Supek holding the face-off guy in there as Hannah gets his first save of the day, but Kelly gets another face-off win as that ball is turned over. Nice job by by Hannah saving that Morris shot. And that's, you come into the game cold turkey and get a shot from Tyler Morris, and that's a pretty good way to debut today.
Talked about the 22 goals from Florida State and really just to make it, take it nature of it. It's like playing backyard basketball, with your little brother, and you score and ball's right back to you. You score, ball's right back to you. And, they're not even really playing offense. The ability to dominate the face-off X from Florida State today, it's just put a lot of pressure on Liberty offensively and defensively.
Cahill inside, and, man, we haven't talked about him much because he hasn't had to do a lot, but unofficially, right now, Ethan Striner has 10 saves in this game.
Yeah, and that close defense of Florida State deserves a lot of credit, too. Good communication, good recycling. And doing a good job on the clear as well, for the most part. Struggled a little bit more the second half, but overall, haven't made any catastrophic mistakes.
Under 6 minutes to go. Liberty has the next 10 days off before they head down to Knoxville in a very tough weekend of lacrosse. They have 3 games in 4 days against the Tennessee Volunteers, who were, by the way, the preseason #1 in the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference poll. Just 1 loss on the year for them to South Carolina. And then they'll go to sleep, have a day off, and then play back-to-back BYU and Auburn. How's that for a weekend? Tennessee, wow. BYU, and Auburn in 4 days. So pretty tough.
And as a Liberty player, I'm sure after this game, at least they'll get a couple chances to respond right away. They're not going to have too much time to dwell on this. Coach is going to get them in there, watch some film, learn from their mistakes, and they'll have a chance to put it into action right away.
Well, you think 10 days off is nice. How about having 19 days off for Florida State? Their next game, they are traveling to the Great Lake State of Minnesota.
Wow.
To go play up against the Golden Gophers. Actually, 2 games back-to-back. They get Minnesota, and then they get a very good top 10 team in Arizona right after that. So just 3 more games here for Florida State as there's another turnover. They'll play Florida right after that one, and that shot goes wide. And Hannah beats him out. Hannah's fired up about that. They might be fired up about maybe some defenders not being back too either. But, yeah, just 3 games left for Florida State. So it's kind of strange just the scheduling and the way it is. But, of course, the SELC plays their tournament 1 week before everybody else plays their conference tournaments. So hence the early season ending.
And this is spring break period for some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some of the coaches are going to have their stick in their hand, and they might be traveling around a
you
little
got
bit.
any
For that as well.
good spring break stories from the App State days, you think?
Oh, man. I don't know. We'll have to think about that one. We had a couple come to mind.
PG? Keep it PG for the kids, I guess.
And it's fun to see how far these programs have come. When I was playing at Appalachian State, it's a Division II program. And, a lot of times we were driving ourselves to the games and just level across, and, everyone was super bought in, and we had a lot of great memories and, hotel rooms and lifting together. And it's always snowy up there in Boone, a lot of snow practices. And they've got a good program going down there, so I'm excited to see them play later this year as well.
Your App State boys hung 33 on Elon a couple weeks ago, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's not quite what they've done. So they've done more today, or not quite what they've done today. But and then for grad school, I actually went to Florida State.
A couple of high-scoring offenses you're a part of here.
That's
Striner again. Oh my goodness.
No lacrosse there though.
No. Unofficially 11th save there for Ethan Striner. Florida State, certainly people looked at them after Friday night and kind of said, oh boy, this is going to be a tough weekend. But man, they have really responded here as Branham is going to get a goal here to boot. Finally on the scoreboard is the senior.
And that's the game Liberty wants to play. They get into that 10-man ride. They force a live ball turnover on the defensive side of the field for FSU, and they're able to move the ball quickly and get a quick goal. 10-man ride, again, so effective with that risk and reward. As a high school coach, sometimes I'm a little afraid to call it because of the risk, but you can see the upside there when you press on those guys, the defenders who are less used to handling the ball. Their stick skills might not be quite as good as an offensive player. You speed them up, and you can get mistakes like that, easy goals.
13 minutes and 47 seconds since their last goal. And it finally happens here. Oh. Not only is Liberty going to lose this win streak here, but that 31-game streak of having 10 goals or more is now in jeopardy with 3 minutes to go. As Morris using that strength. Nice job.
Nice fake there.
Against the freshman Danny McGettigan.
Again, just a confident, under-control player. He's pinned against the sideline. He's about to get pushed out. He very calmly throws a fake, protects his stick. You see the calmness he's playing with even right now.
Morris came into this weekend with 145 points in his career, and certainly adding to it today as pass it off to Frankowski. Goes inside. Hannah with another save. Park trying to find a teammate and finds 3 of them in the middle of the field there. That's Noah McClary from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, just outside of Hershey. 2 minutes to go as the number 7 team in the country, Florida State, going to go to 8-2 on the year and get a signature win over Liberty as that pass a little too far outside for Taden Williams. And then Branham with a hit there after the play is going to have to go take a seat. And that one's probably chalked up to frustration.
Yeah, a little frustration there, just kind of playing through the whistle and caught him with the hip.
1 minute. White 22.
It's the third penalty today, so it'll be a minute.
No, yeah, that's not what's hurt him really. The penalties, it's middle of the field, ground ball, some of this wing play from the face-offs. Obviously, the face-off itself.
Oh yeah, it's just pretty high cross
really
check right there.
We always talk about Salem, dictating to the defense what we want to do, or defense dictating to the offense what we want to do. I think you've seen today, Florida State's really dictated the pace of the game, how they want to play offense, how they want to play defense, and Liberty's trying to kind of catch up and react to what FSU is doing rather than kind of FSU reacting to what Liberty's doing.
Flames are going to have a long time to think about it. It's going to be a long 10 days before they head down to one of the most fun places in America, Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, that shot hit the crossbar, and Moltisanti was the one that took it. 32 seconds left on the penalty.
It's a pretty drive down there through the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky Top.
Stopped there on my way to Tupelo one time. And no, that's not the beginning of a country song, I promise. Beautiful area. And, of course, great sports town. They're rabid about their Vols. Tennessee, of course, last 2 years has lost to Liberty in the ALC Finals tournament. And, of course, we'll have that ALC Finals tournament right here in Lynchburg, right here at Liberty on ESPN+, as Dean Rothschild's shot goes high.
You'll notice Florida State, when they have the ball, killing it, they're just going to an open formation, not putting anyone on the crease, just getting it around, forcing Liberty to slide adjacent. It's a good way to kind of take clock.
Hannah's outlet pass, a can of corn there to the sidelines, and Florida State will get it back. 10 seconds left on the penalty, and we're now under a minute.
And they'll probably go to an open formation here if they don't shoot. Oh.
Mason Rain, the RoboCop, Robo goal.
And that's a defensive midi right there. So
now hold on 1 second. Oh, man. An offsides penalty against Florida State as Rain was, look at him, oh man, he's got him shaking his head. You got to be kidding me back there after the day I've had.
D-Middy's everywhere shedding tears.
Young man from Winter Park, Florida.
There's no goal.
We say man because he is a man.
It's offside.
Big boy.
That's not a touch.
D-Middies are one of those, they're not
Black
appreciated in enough
24.
positions. It's,
Unsportsmanlike conduct. 1 minute.
Oh,
D-Middies are so important. You see that, impact that he's had on the game.
Well, Rain's going to get himself an unsportsmanlike penalty here in the box. So Liberty will have the full minute, and we'll have the rest of this game man up. Well, at least these last 4 seconds after that, they'll have it man up.
And you're about only as strong as your shorty defenders. I mean, a lot of offenses are going to very intentionally attack your short sticks, and if your short sticks can't hold up, they're going to be isolated. You have to trust them in space. You don't have to slide as early, and your defense can run a lot more smoothly. Florida State's done a great job of that today, and it starts with him. They don't want to pick up a penalty late there from frustration.
Rock Hill, that one's too high. 28 seconds to go. Hoopman to Williams, and that's going to trickle out, and Florida State will get the ball back with 18 seconds. So the 10-game home win streak, in addition to all this, is going to end. A 31-game 10-goal win streak, or 10-goal streak rather, is about to end, and the 23-game win streak for the defending national champions is about to end on this inbounds play with 0.7 on the clock. Florida State knocks off the defending champions for the first time in almost 400 days. The Flames go down. And it's fire today, but not from Liberty, from Florida State. 22-8, the final, with a impressive performance from Jonas Klingerman's number 7 Florida State Seminoles, which I'm sure may take a pretty big step up in the polls after this win.
Yeah, they completely flipped the script from their Friday game against Virginia Tech, lost 92% of the faceoffs on Friday, and today won vast majority of the faceoffs. Over 30 faceoffs taken this game, and very, very hard for Liberty to respond to that.
Wills Kelly, just absolutely outstanding today, winning 25 faceoffs for Florida State. Big game for Tyler Morris as well. He had 8 points today in this game, 6 from Dean Rothschild. So many great players today from Florida State. Ethan Striner, 11 saves, all again unofficial stats, but it's a great win today for Florida State, and the Flames will take a L for the first time in a long time, and they'll drop to 4-1 on the year, and they'll have 10 days to think about it before they head to Knoxville, and Florida State 19 days off before they play up in Minnesota against the Golden Gophers, and then against Arizona after that. Well, for our production crew of J Moon Productions and our producer Josh Moon, and of course my partner in crime, George Revercombe, it's been a great day to watch some great lacrosse top 10 matchup. I'm Dan Zampano. We will see you next time. The final score, Florida State 22, Liberty 8. Thank you so much for watching this production of the MCLA ALC Sports Network. Have a great day from Lynchburg.